Oops. Welcome YouTube, welcome back to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. This is part 2 of my power press method. This is where I show you the results of part 1 and what you are trying to get to and the reason why we do this. Now, when you're doing a power press method, you are not playing to grind. You are not playing to try and play for 15 hours and take one bathroom break in the middle of it and just grind a buck or two here and there. You're trying to win as much as possible. Your entire goal is to be lucky enough to catch that one hot roll. Now, I'm going to analyze this based on the mathematical likelihood of numbers rolling, based on 15 rolls, 30 rolls, 45 rolls, and 60 rolls without a 7 coming. Obviously, there could be some spikes here and there, which I will talk about briefly at the end if I have some time. But over the course of many hundreds of hours of playing, if you were to play this method, things would smooth out and the math would smooth out and you would end up with the statistical likelihood on average of these things happening. Now, a 15 roll hand is the kind of hand that comes on any given table maybe once every couple of hours, every 2.5 hours. So it's relatively common. If you've got a casino with 4 dice tables, you're going to have a few of them happen throughout the night. A 30 roll hand, those are the kind of monster hands that draw a lot of eyes to it, and those are going to happen maybe once a night on one of the tables, maybe. 45 roll hand is even less likely. 45 roll hands are likely to happen once every 4 or 5 days maybe on any given shift. If you include a 4-table pit throughout the entire day, all 3 shifts, then maybe a 45 roll hand happens once every day and a half or so. A 60 roll hand is one of those crazy hands that probably makes it through at least 2 rotations of the dealers and possibly into a third. So you're talking a 40-minute plus roll. So these are the kind of rolls that happen once every few months for any particular crew, or just for all the crews all day in the casino. Probably happens once a week, once every other week. So you have to be really lucky to catch this roll. But that's kind of the whole point behind playing dice, is you want to catch that hot roll. So let's say a 15 roll hand were to happen. Now, the odds of a 4 or a 10 rolling are 1.5. They're 1.5 times they're likely to come during that 15 rolls. So the way I'm doing it is the 4 hit 1 time and the 10 hit 2 times. That way it kind of averages that out. The 5 and the 9 would hit 2 times apiece. The 6 and 8 would hit 2.5 times apiece. So I did 2 times for the 6 and 3 times for the 8, just to give you an idea. So this is where you would be. This position right here is where you would be after a 15 roll hand. If a 7 were to come the very next roll, you would lose everything there. So that's where you would be after a 15 roll hand. Now, a 30 roll hand is this position right here. And this is where your bets would be after a 30 roll hand. Odds are the 4 and the 10 probably hit 3 times apiece. The 5 and 9 hit 4 times apiece. And 6 and 8 hit 5 times apiece. This is going off of the odds of 36 rolls, where I'm taking out the 6 sevens that would be likely to come in. So you would be sitting on these particular bets right here. Now, 45 roll hand is this bet right here. 45 rolls, you got 4.5 times that the 10 or the 4 are going to hit. So we did 4 times for the 4, 5 times for the 10. 6 and 8 likely to hit, or I'm sorry, 5 and 9 are likely to hit 6 times apiece. 7 and 8 are likely to hit 7.5 times apiece. So I did 7 times for the 6, and I did 8 times for the. I did 7 times for the 8, and I did 8 times for the 6. I'm sorry, I got these backwards. Let me reverse it just so it follows the same path I followed with the rest of them. Now that monster 60 roll hand that almost never happens. At that point, both the 4 and the 10 have hit 6 times each. The 5 and 9, those have hit 8 times each. 6 and 8 have hit 10 times each. So this is the results. If you catch that 15 roll hand, you are actually in the hole $52, which includes your initial $32 buy-in plus whatever you had to throw in to get these bets pressed up where you're at. So the 15 roll hand still has not given you any sort of benefit. With the 30 roll hand, you're actually in the hole a little bit more. You're in the hole $68. So that 30 roll hand, that 25 minute roll, you're still in the hole. The 45 roll hand, now at this point, you have made a profit of $2,352. $2,352 profit off a $32 initial buy-in of 32 across including, and then throwing in a little bit of money here and there. Now the 60 roll hand. The 60 roll hand, you are at table max. Now with the way some of these have worked, for instance the 5 and 9 have rolled 8 times, so you were at table max on the 7th one, which meant that the 8th time you collected $2,800 each. For the 6 and 8, you were at table max on the 8th roll. They both hit 10 times each, which meant that you collected $2,800 off the 8 twice. Same thing with the 6, twice. So after this monstrous 60 roll hand and your initial $32 buy-in, you were now up $22,796. $32 initial buy-in, 32 across, and you were up $22,000, coming close to $23,000. Again, this is the kind of hand that you catch extremely rare. But they do happen. We, as a dealer, we see these happen. Again, it's not super likely, but we've all dealt these kind of hands multiple times. So this is why people do the power press. You can grind all you want, and we'll show you some of the other methods, such as the iron cross that I've already done a mathematical review of what happens when you hit a 60 roll hand. You win a few $100. If you hit a 60 roll hand with a power press, you just won almost $23,000. That's a lot better than a few $100. Even if you only catch the 45 roll hand, you've won over $2,000. $2,000 in profit off a $32 across including, plus a couple bucks here and there that you had to throw in. Now, the beauty of this is, again, this is based on the statistical likelihood. So over a long period of time, if you catch 50, 60 roll hands over the course of 15 years, on average, this is how your bets would end up looking. But all we're looking for is any one of these to hit slightly outside that statistical likelihood. For instance, you catch that 45 roll hand, where the 8 is only hit just enough times to hit to table max. But what if the 5 or the 6 hit a couple less times and the 8 actually hit 1 or 2 more times? You collected $2,800 1 or 2 times. So what you're really looking for with the power press is not to get all of your bets at table max. If you get all your bets at table max, that is absolutely wonderful, and you are probably going to make a whole lot of money if this roll continues. But what you're really looking for is you're just looking for one number, the same number to roll 8 times in a row. Or not in a row, I'm sorry, 8 times before the 7 comes. That's all you're looking for, is for one number to roll 8 times, for it to repeat 8 times. If it's a 4 or a 10, then you're going to make a pretty decent amount of money. Since either one of them are at table max after the 6th roll. That means you're collecting just shy of $4,000 on the 7th roll and the 8th roll. For the 5 and 9, they're both at table max after 7 rolls, so that 8th roll you're collecting $2,800. If you hit one of those strange rolls where the same number rolls 10 or 11 times, you're collecting a few $1,000s. That is the entire point behind the power press method. Not to get all of your bets up. The entire point behind the power press method is to catch that, not even catch the monster roll. You don't have to catch a 60 roll hand in order for a 9 to roll 9 times. As a dealer, I've certainly seen that happen on a 40 roll hand, 50 roll hand. The other day we had a 9 roll 4 times in a row. Would that get you up to table max? Not even close. But, well, it would get you up there for sure. And that's only in a row if it comes up a few more times. So that's the point behind the power press. Behind the power press, you're just looking for the same number to roll 8 times. 8 times or more. And that is our power press method. Thank you very much, YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you next time. Oops.